other network things. So where should go? So static const bool g count bots as players, and we're going to set that to false. Alright, so we need to go to our game mode. Our game mode is triggering, so we need to set current users, players.num, get all bracket players. Alright, so we need to go through and check what they are. So int player count. Why don't we get a boolean here for if we should count bots. So we need to go to get all bracket players, which is going to be in level utils.h, which is right here. Alright, so we're going to do bots as well. So level utils. So let's see, player proxy.h is actor.h is actually bot. So if bots2 equals false and a is actually bot, continue. Otherwise add. Okay, so we're gonna get our player controllers. User failed to join as we have blah out of blah. Alright, so we're actually already doing this sort of stuff. Get controllers though. We have AI controllers. Okay, so if new Dashkin global utils count bots as players equals false, else do this. Okay, so what we want to do here is get if the what is get world get controller iterator on get world is got a const controller iterator, which is going to be a controllers. So let's see, it's going to be iterator t-array of weak object pointers to a controllers. So this is going to be for everything in here, iterator plus plus. So I think we only need like a get or a star or something. And I think we want the different types of controllers. Let me see. What do we do for the bots here? We do make a bot controller. Yeah, it's a Dashkin AI controller. So so if, so let's do Dashkin AI controller equals cast this guy into an AI controller. So if AI controller does not equal null pointer, continue. I guess I should make a int32 a Dashkin game mode get player count and just do that sort of thing. Let me just return player num here, and I can just replace these guys with get player count. Let's go to our game mode. Let's go to our post login. Player join and leave. Yeah, we'll just get our player count there. It's an okay way of counting them up. We should probably do it the other way. We should basically say, like, only count players. Players have to have a Dashkin player controller. Because this AI controller does not extend from the rest of it. So, basically, so if this does equal null pointer, continue. Otherwise, ++ player num. Yeah, that makes more sense. Also, I had a bug in that code. Wasn't doing that right. So let's see. We have no more redirectors in our project, which is excellent. I have to save every fucking map. Well, it's not every map. Alright. Yeah, that's not too bad. But we have to save them because redirectors. So let's save them. Alright, let's build this. Alright, let's see. H1Z1 developer Daybreak lays off staff. What? I thought they were doing like some Battle Royale stuff or something. Yeah, the company had recently launched its Battle Royale title H1Z1 out of early access. As a result of growing esports, more recently the company has made headlines for confusion regarding ownership of the company. Huh. Well, I don't really know jack about H1Z1, but there definitely aren't any positions here at Wrong Dojo or Brackenwood Games. Well, we gotta compile, so let's compile. Let's see. Warning: implicit conversion from weak object pointer to the pointer type has been deprecated. Use get instead. Please update your code. Right. I can do that, sir. Let's see. Nice. People doing work. That's one energy drink down the hole. Okay. So we will see here. We'll build this, get it started, then we'll try to do that nativization stuff. Get that perf that we need. It's like the Skaven. We killed you. You die now. I think that was my favorite part of the Total War Warhammer stuff, was the Skaven, just so hateable. All right. Opening. Do it. Open the files. Why are you opening files? All right, here we go. So let us build this packaged project. Alright, so it looks like it built. That really didn't take that long to compile. I mean, it doesn't look like it compiled at all, honestly. So is that what I got it on for packaging? Build configuration, shipping. I mean, it should have built. Why is it getting pissed at me? Unrecognized type U autoplay SFXC must be ustruct or uenum in auto material swap. Again, it's messed up. What's the main use for PHP? The main use for PHP is stuff like forum software, WordPress, lots of kind of websites out of the box. PHP is what's used for that. Also, Facebook, I believe, uses a dialect of PHP for its website. So it's pretty much website. So why is this angry with me? I mean, I didn't see it build the project. Like, all right, let me just Google this real quick. Nativization cannot, yeah, unrecognized type. Unrecognized type. Looks like it's marked as U class in code. I believe it's on the same thing. All right, well, why don't we try when we do a package here, let's do a full rebuild of this guy and see if that does what we need. Because maybe there's some sort of trash that needs to happen. Oh, wait, so somebody is telling people to learn C instead of PHP? Like, no. Like, why the hell would you learn C PHP if you want to do, like, yeah. Let me see. Let's like language usage percentage. Programming. All right. There's data on like what things are used by everybody, right? So the most often used programming language is Java, then C, C++, Python, C Sharp, Visual Basic, and then you got PHP down here at 4%. Right, so And this is in terms of what? The programming index is an indicator of the popularity of programming language. The index is updated once a month. So like if you want to learn a language to get a job, Java, C, C++. There you go. Those are your languages. That's, over 30%. That's close to 40% of the entire market is those. You go down to PHP and you're kind of like, well, why? So you can learn like the web languages, but they aren't that hard comparatively to other ones. So I definitely wouldn't do that. All right, so our nativization is getting angry. Auto material swap is referencing autoplay SFX. So let's just go to auto material swap. So what is it? It's this autoplay SFX variable, right? Autoplay SFX. Thank you for following, Govatron. Welcome to me complaining about other people. The stream forever. So what the hell? Active sound autoplay SFX is pissed? Why? Why don't you exist? Like, you exist. You're a thing. If we make you public, what can we do to this guy to like mess with him a little bit? I mean, this is just a blueprint. It's not a big, crazy thing. Well, maybe we just need to do something with this guy. Parent to scene component, run construction script, nativize. When exclusion nativize is enabled, this asset will be nativized. Note, all superclasses must also be nativized. Alright, well, let's just see if maybe we can do some of this. Maybe I can go through and instead of using this like blah-bitty-blah warning package without native. Auto materials. Wait, what? List of blueprints to nativize is. It's got this thing in it? Like, why is this here? That's really weird. Did I accidentally select something and then it's actually causing problems? Yeah, why learn PHP? That seems so stupid. Like, let's just go back in time and look at like 2004. Let's see, PHP is PHP has never been, like, the most popular PHP ever was back in 2004. And basically after, I think, like, JavaScript was starting to be used on the back end for web servers and stuff. Like, there's really not much of a reason to do PHP. I mean, there's a lot of tools and forums and old tech which use PHP, and that's not bad. Yeah, PHP is just never, like, it's just been going down in popularity. I mean, Java is the most used, and it's kind of staying there for now. It's going down comparatively to what it used to be, but it's kind of one of the things. Like, if you're going to teach people in college a language, and kind of the contract with a lot of college stuff, right, is, hey, we're going to train you, and either you're getting an education in the arts, which is going to make you smarter and, you know, a more valued member of society in terms of culture, or we're giving you a degree that's going to translate into real world success. Like, we're going to give you a job. So if I was a college, I would teach Java because you're going to get a job out of it. So I can go to your high school campus and I can say, hey, you should come in. If you want to learn how to do programming, you'll learn it here. Okay, so error terminated with blah blah blah. Auto material swap is still fucked. Alright, let's just do exclusive. Warn if package. If enabled, a warning will be emitted if nativization is turned on in the project settings, but the nativization flag was omitted from the command line. Yeah, let's do that. And let's go to our things and auto material swap. Let's just turn that to not nativize. Well, we want all of our effects. Like, auto material swap actually is something we'd want nativized. But if it's going to be messed up for some reason, because we need active sound on here, so it's going to be some order of operations thing or whatever, probably. Well, let's go take a look at the other thing, which is autoplay SFX, and see if there's anything on there which makes any sort of sense. So autoplay SFX. Is there anything about you that makes you stupid? Nothing. Alright. Well, let's just go through the heavy hitters in the project then, and make nativization changes. So that's going to be on the effect classes, effect actors. So we're going to want kind of the logic here. Class settings, nativize. Dashkin effect actor is a C++ thing, so and let's just go to the big ones real quick for player. So player controller. Let's nativize you. Let's go to our player logic object and nativize it as well. So we'll see. Why would we want to check out the LVUI? We don't. I just want to see if the nativization works at all. Then. Because the big thing is the constructors for the effects are going to be the big sinkers. Let's see, from yesterday, there were 16,000 player punches and 10,000 ball hits. And it's a lot of balls getting smacked, man. Alright, let's see. Couldn't find native parent component root for game sprite in log tunnel. So let's see. What is this guy doing? Cooking, blah blah blah. Alright, so what it does for the nativization is it's going to load up the current stuff, and then it's going to generate the code for it, and then it's going to do the actual compile. So that's why it wasn't going through and compiling this stuff earlier. Makes sense. So it uses the development version of the thing to do the thing. It's probably a capitalization issue. Though I'm not on the latest, I think at this point in Unreal 4.16, nativization was pretty early and kind of experimental. What is this? Dashkin effect actor default group unknown override specifier. Dashkin thread base class undefined. What is this shit? Can't open include file, player movement, pf, blah.h, no file or... What's this? Platform Manager, 823. Why do we have it twice? Probably because I copy pasted it from somewhere else. let's see. Declaration of even hides previous, so Dashkin viewport client. See, this is line 820, no, 149. So we'll shadow that. So what is this guy pissed about? It's unexpected token preceding something. It started getting real angry when it was compiling Dashkin effects library __. Error missing default group unknown override specifier in Dashkin effect actor.h. So Dashkin effect actor has got default group. So it can't find the Dashkin entity group? And the Dashkin entity group is inside of Dashkin entity constants.h. I hate it when it closes the stuff that I'm looking at. Like this is just the generated.h here. So what's probably happening is this guy is not actually defined inside of the effect actor. It's just... So that's probably what these compile errors are about, I mean, that's a good point. Like, how come this is even defined here? You know, it's not. It's defined because the CPP file includes the header, which includes the constants. So the issue here is I've got, for nativization problems, I basically need to go through and have these guys include things like Dashkin entity constants .h and other things inside of those headers. So TCP client, because we're including H files, yeah, okay. It basically has to do with I've been lazy with some of these headers. So this guy is pissed about the f-dashkin thread. Let's go to thread, so I need to include Dashkin thread utils. And 90, what is it on line 90? F resolve info. No, it's F resolve info. I guess I can just forward declare this. Alright, so Dashkin service calls.h, new Dashkin HTTP request. Alright, so this is inside of generated code. Alright, so this guy is angry that u-Dashkin HTTP request doesn't exist. So this guy needs to include networking. Where are you? Dashkin HTTP. Yeah, it needs to include Dashkin HTTP. So this is service calls.h, so we need to go to our template for this. Lots of changes today. So service calls.h needs to include what? Dashkin http.h. Okay, that should do that. Dashkin game instance 308. Alright, so 308. What are you angry about, 308? Time utils. Okay, that makes sense. But the other thing is we can just forward declare these classes. You know, like all the rest of these guys are forward declared. Okay, service calls.h, still pissed about HTTP requests. Service calls.h, still pissed off. Game instance.h, TCP client.h, game instance, platform manager, warnings. Alright. Well, let's take this guy and let's close him. Regenerate that generated code. Alright. Reload. And let's build it. Alright, well, let's keep building all of it. I changed some game stuff, so that's why it's going to be pissed at me and take a while to build. Adam was talking about, well, what if we had 3-point shots in this game? So if you made a shot from half court, basically, or like whatever. But the problem with that is right now with Brackensack, at least on some of the maps, it's definitely possible to get a skyhook goal just on fucking accident. You know, like, or a skyhook own goal where it can be real, you know, like it just happens. Like, boom, you know, somebody hits it and it just goes up and in, and you're like, that's total bullshit. Like, there was no defense for that. No way. Some maps that doesn't really happen. Um, so I don't know. I don't think we could really do that. But it reminded me of playing NBA Jam against people. And there was just this one memory stuck in my mind of I was playing against this one guy back at EA, and he was down in NBA Jam. He's playing as the Rockets, so he had Yao Ming, and so as like a desperation move, he shoots from full court with Yao, and he fucking makes it. And Yao's like 3-point like shot form in that game is just awful. Like he looks, it's just, you know, like it's just this like complete bullshit shot, and he looks like Andre the Giant trying to shoot a basketball, and it went in, and it was just like, what? It's like, and that was the funny thing, was like he was able to make that full court shot more often with some ogre like Yao than anyone else. It's just like, this is total bullshit. Totally skill there. What are you talking about? I know it's when you're picking those 3-point shooters, you're just like, come on, man. You saw what Michael Jordan did in Space Jam. I need you to do the same thing, but from further back. Alright, let's see if I can start this guy up and do a shipping build with that generation. It's probably because it knows that it's grabbing the game instance, so it's including the game instance.h, which is including other stuff. Stuff like that. Alright, PC launch, link bootstrap game. Alright, build cook. Run is cook. Okay, so it got through the build? Is that for real? Did it do that? With nativizing those 4 assets? It looks like it might have gotten through. Maybe. Or maybe it has to run the cook first, which does the generate. Okay, so maybe that's what it's doing. I haven't done much with the nativization, so I'm not sure. Can I actually turn off this packaging, full rebuild. I don't really need that. I haven't used that in the past, so I was only doing that because we're having trouble with those pack files on Maelstrom, or at least we thought we were having trouble with the pack files on Maelstrom. We really weren't. Okay, so the stuff we've gotten done so far, build command started. Okay, so now it's building after it did a whatever. Remove bots from taking up player slots. Okay, we supposedly have done that. Bots fixed for movement. I think we did that. Implement the bot game mode. So the next thing is probably the bot limits. I need to add some sanity checking for bots so you can just never have more than a certain number. I made it so you can only add 10 bots at a time, but I'm just going to make it so you can't have any more than like 30 bots total or some reasonable number. 30 is probably not a reasonable number. I mean, yeah, the problem was people were the other day spawning 999 bots, and you know, the server wasn't crashing, but it wasn't happy about that, and as a result, the game was taking quite a while to finish. And I mean, of course, no clients could connect to that game, and any client connected to it pretty much just lagged out immediately because there's too much shit happening in the level. But I think 30 bots might be a good maximum for now. We can throw that in somewhere. I don't really want to touch this while it's doing this build, though. What is this? Dashkin HTTP.h get request is unknown. Alright. So I got more of these. So Dashkin HTTP.h. Is having problems with get request? 47. So it's having trouble with this HTTP request pointer, I believe. Unknown override specifier? When you run out of Red Bull? How's it going, Lucas? Let me see. What is this guy in Dashkin HTTP.cpp? What is he including? So I guess we need to include iHTTP request.h here. Needs to be, and we probably need HTTP response.h. Let's see, anything else? Just that HTTP error. Cannot include file byte movement interface. What? Cannot, no such file or directory. Alright. So what's the issue here? It can't find byte movement interface. Byte movement interface is not here, that's true. Byte movement interface. So I need to add a few more things to be nativized, is what it looks like. Let's take a look at what this nativization looks like. This is nativization public. So their native code looks like force no inline. Nice. Static const set stuff. Ooh, yeah. So it's got all this like stuff here, and it's got just underscores like a mother. And what's our nativized assets private look like? Let's take a look at the player controller. Actually, the player logic object. So what's it got? It's including. It's trying to be relatable to streamers. Actually, I don't really drink any Red Bull. It's all these Monster Zeros. I don't really like Red Bull, unless it's mixed in vodka. Then it's pretty good. Okay, so this guy has got just all of our variables will get implemented. We've got all this stuff. Let's take a look at something like look up and down. What does this function look like? Switch on current state. So it has like, it does all sorts of shit. Get jump animation name. I mean, it's not awful. It's actually not too bad in terms of readability. While current state does not equal 1. Oh, Jesus. Current state equals 6, 5, 5, 4, 1. Yeah, let's set up a bunch of do whiles. Nothing could possibly go wrong. So we need to, the bitey movement interface needs to be nativized. So if we go to, where's movement interface? So we'll nativize you. And what implements the bitey nativized interface? This guy? Dashkin movement object. But he's got bitey movement interface, so this will be nativized. We'll see if it works.